All right, today we are moving right along in Chapter 9, and we are now on Chapter 9.3. And we're going to take what we learned yesterday about two coordinate planes and ordered pairs and x coordinates and y coordinates, and today we're going to look at how we can use that stuff, what we know about that, to graph data on a coordinate grid. Okay, but first let's talk about the problem of the day. In the problem of the day, it says Adam is making a square on a coordinate grid. So he has a coordinate grid and he wants to draw a square. Okay, what ordered pair describes the missing point D if A is at 2, 1, B is at 2, 6, and C is at 7, 6. What's the first thing we need to do in order to figure out what the ordered pair should be for D? Clarissa?
Well, so I found what points A, B, and C were.
So you first graph the points A, B, and C. How can I find where point A should be? Divina?
So, A, it says it's 2 and 1.
2, 1. Okay. Where do I start?
The x-axis?
I start anywhere on the x-axis?
No. The 2.
I start at the 2 and I move 2 spaces?
No. So you start from the origin
I stop from the origin and then I move
to the right
2 spaces to the right. And then what do I need to do next?
and move up 1 space.
Okay, so right here I would draw a dot and I would label it A. Okay, I could also put the ordered pairs if I want. Very good. Next I need to find B. Adam?
It says B is at 2, 6.
Okay.
You could start from the origin, but because we have one letter on the same axis, we could just go, I think, 5 up.
Okay, so here's 2,
5 up on
6.
the y-axis.
Yeah, and I would label it B. Okay. How can I find point C? Stuart?
You could go to from the B because B's y is also 6.
Okay.
And the y for point C is also 6. And you could go to the right 5 times because 7 minus 2 is 5.
Sounds good. So where would I need to draw a dot to complete the square? So far I have 3 corners of a square. And I know that a square needs to have how many corners total? 4, of course. So Thomas, could you go up to my coordinate grid and point to where I would need to draw my 4th corner to make a square? I would need to draw my 4th point here. And of course that letter would be D. And how can I find, what are the coordinates of D? Shreya?
So first you have to look at the x-axis. So coordinate D is on 7 for the x-axis.
Okay.
And for the y-axis, it's 7 and it's 1 above. So
Very
it's
good.
7,
Yeah, so the ordered pair for coordinate D is 7, 1. And you'll notice I put them in parentheses to show them that those numbers are part of ordered pairs. And I have a comma in between the 2 numbers to show the difference between the x coordinate and the y coordinate. Today we are going to be graphing data on coordinate grids. And this is very similar to what we did before in science. Okay, so you can see somebody did an experiment and they took notes in their table. They were planting a plant, and at the end of each week, they measured the height. So at the end of week 1, how tall was the plant? 4 inches. At the end of week 2, how tall was the plant?
7 inches.
At the end of week 3, how tall was the plant?
10 inches.
And at the end of week 4, how tall was the plant?
11 inches.
Very good. So the first thing we need to do is we are going to figure out which information should go on the x-axis and which information should go on the y-axis. We know that what variable always goes on the x-axis? Independent. Which one is the independent variable? The end of the week number, or the height? So remember, the dependent variable is the one that depends on the independent variable. So does the week depend on how high the plant is? Does the week number depend on how tall? No. Does the height of the plant depend on what week number it is? Yes. So which one should go on the x-axis? The week. So go ahead and draw yourself a coordinate grid. And then not only do you need to write x-axis, but you also need to label that the x-axis is going to show the week. Okay. What variable is going on the y-axis? The height, right? So go ahead and label that height. Okay. So remember, ordered pairs always go x-axis, then y-axis. So let's look at these two sets of numbers. Which one would go on the x-axis? Ariel? 1. And which one would go on that y-axis? 4. So the ordered pair for this first set of data would be 1, 4. What would be the ordered pair for the next set of data? Prashika? 2, 7. Very good. What would be the third ordered pair? Shreya? 3, 10. And what would be our last ordered pair? Joseph? 4, 11. Very good. Now that we have those ordered pairs, you are ready to graph them onto your 2-coordinate grid. And of course, when you graph them, be sure to label each point. Okay, so I have 1, 4. So I would do 1, 4, like that. And I have 2, 7. I would have 3, 10. And actually, my grid right here is too short because 11 would be up here, right? 4, 11. Today, with these grids, we're taking them one step further. Yesterday, we just had an x-axis and a y-axis, and we used them to show locations of like an arena, an aquarium, things like that. But this one, we are showing actually the relationship between the x-axis and the y-axis. We're showing how the height depends on the week number. Okay? Sarah, sorry.
I also noticed that you can make out a best fit line.
Well, we could make a best fit line. We're not going to do that today, though. Okay? I know we did before in science, but today we are not making a best fit line. We are just plotting the points and finding what the ordered pairs are. Okay?